Hi, it's Avon by Sexton. You know me as Marie DeMauro. I'm an Avon ambassador, and you already know that. So, I am very excited to bring you something that could be the holy grail of skincare products for different things. Okay? It's Beyond Glow edition, it's a Beyond Glow series in Avon, the Avon Company's whole line of skincare products, in which there are many brand names. Beyond Glow has serums and has face washes and has a lot of products that are really, really good for your skin. And it's a more natural product, meaning less chemicals. Okay, it's not as harmful to your skin. Now let's talk about the snail mucin though. Okay, there are two products that the Avon Company has given to us to try, experience, fall in love with, and then share with you. And hopefully you'll fall in love with them too. I'm excited to introduce Beyond Glow Snail Mucin Edition. You can find my online store if you want to buy anything from me at https://www.avon.com/repstore Avon by Sexton. To find me on Facebook with my group, it's https://www.facebook.com/groups/Avon by Sexton. Now, you can also find these products at the link that you see on the bottom. And I gave you the easier one, so you have to go through the list of Beyond Glow products to find these. Alright, what I'm going to be discussing today is the Beyond Glow Snail Mucin Complex and Panthenol Cream, and the Beyond Glow Snail Mucin Complex and Niacinamide Serum. But first, I want to discuss what snail mucin is, where it comes from, where the Avon Company gets theirs from, what it does for the snail, what the claims are for medicinal purposes, and then we're going to jump into skincare product line and what Avon claims their products will do. So a lot of this information is not going to be brought to you by Avon. It's my own personal looking things up. Let's dive into it. Okay, the Avon Company gets their snail mucin from southern France. It's sourced in southern France. And it all starts with the egg of the garden snail, Cornu aspersum. I hope I said that right. What is the garden snail? We all seen snails, hopefully. I chose these pictures because he's so cute. They're just so darn cute. They're garden snails. He's a mollusk. He's in the mollusk family. They're from France. We're just discussing where Avon gets theirs snail mucin from complex. They're farmed humanely. These snails are used for mucin, and they're used for food as well. We're not going to get into the food thing. I actually had to fast forward the food thing because it grossed me out. Avon snail mucin is derived from snails in southern France, and they come from farms. They're farmed. Just like cattle are farmed for beef, chickens are farmed for chicken and eggs. And snails are no different for beauty products and food. They're farmed. Avon doesn't believe in animal cruelty, so the company holds the highest standards from places they source their animal products from. What you see on the bottom is snails live in their best lives on farms such as this one. This one is a picture from southern France. The adult snail, they're kept on these farms until they are adults. Okay, what happens is, we'll get into it more, but at first the eggs are cultivated in like a building or a greenhouse type structure, and the adult snails lay eggs. The eggs either go for snail eggs, like caviar, but only they're snail eggs for food, or they are sold to these farmers so that they can raise them. And when they're farmed, they're raised, they can either go back to the farm that they were gotten from to be breeder snails, or they can be used for the mucin or used for food. Now, when they use it for the mucin, it does state it is used for food after they get the mucin, the good mucin out of it. What is snail mucin and what does it do for the snail? Oh boy, this is just for what it does to the snail. I did make a little bit of notes what it does for skin as well, but it's all about the snail. And I did this picture right here because you can see the track of snail mucin coming behind it, and of course I wanted you to see the snail mucin. It's basically snail snot. Snail mucin is a mucus secreted by snails. The snails need it for locomotion, meaning they need it to smoothly move across surfaces. They need it to be able to adhere to those surfaces, so it's a little sticky, so they use it for adhesion. They use it also as protection. It's a barrier against environmental threats, and it shields the snails from harmful bacteria and pathogens, reducing the chance for infections. Its antimicrobial properties maintain a healthier snail as it prevents tiny microorganisms from entering its body. Moisture retention, this is big. The snail is just like us, 90%, 80% water. They're 90% water. So it ensures that the snail stays hydrated. It keeps the moisture in. He's got a soft body, as you can see. They're very soft. And if you've ever had a snail on you, you know how soft. They're softer than we are. And they also use it for egg protection. When they lay their eggs, they protect its eggs by secreting secretions of the snail mucin, working in the same way as it does for protection and moisture retention. Another key thing I found out about snail mucin is it actually is a homing device. It actually shows them back where they came from. They can follow their little snail mucin back. Or other snails can follow his snail mucin and find him. So it's kind of like neat. It's like homing device. It's similar to how ants follow paths of other ants with that chemical scent, right? So I thought that was neat to find out about the snail. 3 different kinds of snail mucus are the adhesive and the lubricated mucus. Those are 2. They're both secreted by the foot, and they're both done for locomotion and adhesion. A little bit of protection, moisture retention, but it's mostly adhesion, and lubricating mucus is mostly done by the foot. The protective, mucus is secreted onto the snail's back. So that's the 3rd type of snail mucus. What is the snail mucin composed of? What makes snail mucin so good for people and for our skin? It's 99% water, has glycoproteins, has enzymes, proteoglycogens, hyaluronic acid, which is a substance, note here, that attracts and holds water. So it's hydrophilic. It likes water. Okay. Glycosaminoglycans. Sorry, I can't pronounce that one readily. Antimicrobial peptides, copper peptides, glycolic acid, which can work to exfoliate our skin and is also known to reduce scarring and skin damage associated to the sun, like sunspots. That's big, you know. It's also got elastin and collagen. Both are known skin smoothers and makes your skin appear younger. And allantoin. Now, I did spell that last word right. I made sure I spelled all those words right. I just can't pronounce them all. So that's what snail mucin is and what it does for the snail. That's all we really need to know, right? Or you probably need to know even less. But I just wanted to add this because knowledge is power. Why is it good for us? Why can we use it? It's natural. Snail mucin, natural ingredient. How is snail mucin sourced? Now, we went into this with the snails reproduce in greenhouses where they are fed an organic diet and eggs are incubated and hatched. They are then sent to snail farms to live out their best lives until they are mature. Then, for Avon's purposes, in South France, they are sent to factories where the snail mucin is extracted, which means they're washed and sprayed down with a chemical that doesn't harm them, so that they excrete and they excite them to produce an abundance of this snail mucin, so that they get a large amount. Then this mucin is refined and impurities are taken out of it at that point. You can think of this thing as a large snail spa. They use the snails, I think they said like 2 or 3 times, and then what they do is they do send them out for being food. You know, escargot, and then they have escargot burgers, and they also, you take the shells and they use the shell. They have more snail food than that. Those are just 2 that I know of. Then they take the snail shells and they use them in beauty products as well. So that's how it's sourced. And like I said, it's all humanely done. Avon, there is a disclaimer, Avon is not very big on animal cruelty, so they make sure they go in and they make sure these snails are being taken care of on a regular basis, so that they know that they're being taken good care of and not abused. Now, as far as me, Marie, the Avon ambassador, not Avon, not the scientist, not anybody else, how can we get our sources? Where can we get our sources? And how can we be reliable? How do we know they're reliable sources? How do I know that Avon's telling me the truth? Very simply, you do your homework. Alright, the Avon Company has told the truth about the snail mucin. I learn from the Avon website, their videos and training tools, the Avon Company owned by LGH&H. There are 2 Avons out there. The one in North America is the Avon Company owned by LGH&H. It is not involved in filing for Chapter 11, and it's not involved in the lawsuits involving talc. What happened was the original Avon Company that kind of seemed like it split into two. It's kind of confusing. Was selling talc-based products, and that talc had asbestos in it, which is, from what I looked up, very common for talc to have asbestos in it. But it was causing mesothelioma in people. So, all these innovative, newer products that Avon's coming out with, they have to get around stuff like this. The Avon Company is not the one that is owned by LGH&H that in the United States is not involved in that lawsuit, and they are not involved in filing for Chapter 11. They do have products, a lot of their products, they do have products that contain talc or contain the ingredients you don't like for sunscreen, but they also offer the sunscreen that's mineral. Okay, they offer different products. The eyeshadow I got does not contain talc. A lot of eyeshadows contain talc, and that can happen in any company. It's not just Avon. That can happen in any place that sells you a product with talc in it. So you will notice that in the brochures and on the stores, you don't really see the talc powders anymore. You will see talc in some of their, like the face press powders and stuff. But what I like about the Avon website is that in the products, you can find out what's in those products. If it says talc and you don't want a chance having that talc reaction, you know, there is a product that's equally good for you that doesn't contain the talc, that works equally well. And as a matter of fact, I believe that the eyeshadow that I got is far superior in quality than anything that contains talc. I also watch a multitude of videos. It's not just videos from the Avon website or the Avon Company's YouTube. It's also videos like knowing where the snail mucin is, how the snails are treated, watching everything about the snails, okay? I searched Google Scholar for studies. Google Scholar is separate from Google. I learned about Google Scholar when I was a biology major. Now, I looked up the studies on snail mucin and what the claims are. Google Scholar is where I learned there's two types of snails that are used basically for either medicinal purposes or beauty products and skincare products. And those two snails are the average everyday garden snail that Avon has their source with and is sourced in France, and then there are the African snails. And I had to look up, because they would give the scientific name of the snail, so I had to figure out which one I was dealing with, right? So that's what I do. In most studies, you will know it always has a disclaimer, more research is needed. So if I searched regular Google, you can come up, anybody can make a web page. Anybody. What I do is I'll read what the page says, and then when it says, oh, according to studies, this and that and this and that and this and that, I actually go down the article, look for them citing their sources. Click on the source too, because many of these websites are getting wise to people who know about clicking on sources, right? There are some sites that the source will be from their same site, and another article that they wrote. Okay. I like the websites that actually you click it on and you can see the study that they did, you know, and you see all the names and, you know, all the graphs and everything. Those are the ones that I'm more apt to believe than just going to a site that you click on their source and it's bringing you to the same site. So that's how I do my research online. I learned that in school, and I learned that when I was watching Kevin McCarn. I also do use WebMD and Mayo Clinic. Why? Because they're trusted sites. They do get their stuff off of studies. You can click links that are from studies, and they will always tell you we need to do more research. Okay? Why do I do this? Why do I take so much time? I'm just on 2 products. I got a whole book of products. Well, Snail Mucin is up and coming, first of all. Second of all, I want to get knowledge about the product so that, okay, I remember it. Now let's go on to a different product, right? Which will probably be the accompanying serums that go along with this product line, which is Beyond Glow. They also have, just as an example, Beyond Glow also has Niacinamide all-in-one cream. They got the Niacinamide 10% in Panthenol serum. They also got hyaluronic acid and purulic acid serum. They also have a vitamin C and purulic acid serum. They also have Beyond Glow booster device, and you know, these are up and coming products. One of the claims is reduce the look of pores by 44%, which I am all for, because I have huge pores. I've always had huge pores. I'm blessed with the huge pores on both sides of my family. I've had it in my DNA. My daughter's blessed with those pores too. I do not believe in selling products if I cannot stand by them, they don't work, or if I have no knowledge about the products and what is in them. What do I look for? I look for what's in them, how does it work, what does it pertain, how is this going to benefit anybody, myself, and how does it benefit you? One of my things I do not compromise is that I am selling these Avon products mainly for healthcare purposes too. Meaning, let's take care and love the skin we're in. We need to take care of ourselves before we can take care of anybody else. This is not a vanity selling. I'm not selling for vanity. I'm selling so that we're taking care of ourselves. And this is one way to do it. I also need to be able to back up my words with proven studies and reviews, so I'm not selling a product I know nothing about. So, you know, I've used the new Platinum before. When I've tried selling a couple times. This time I am dead set on making this work. I believe in these products. They work. They've always worked. Even with what's going on with Avon, they've always worked. They're good products. So that's where I get my sources, and that's why I do what I do. Now, the medicinal claims of not Avon claims, not anything to do with, I mean, some of it is skincare, but most of it is about the skin. But the medicinal claims that are made on Mayo Clinic, on WebMD, on the studies, Skincare. It creates a protective barrier that keeps germs out to prevent infection and wound healing. It helps to heal burns. One of those types of burns it helps to heal are burns from radiation when somebody's going through chemo and radiation treatments. It's showing promising results for that. It may help to minimize scarring after surgery. I have a scar, and I'm actually trying to it's already scarred. I'm trying to see if it's gonna redo some of that and reduce the scar itself. It may help prevent acne by blocking and combating bacteria in the skin. And again, that's that stickiness, that's that stuff from the mucus from the snails that it's secreted on the snail's back. That prevents it for them. It helps block and combat that bacteria. That acne, I believe, is called cystic acne, and it could help prevent acne. But if you're seeing a skincare specialist, meaning a dermatologist, talk to them about snail mucin and see what their take is on it. You never know. The other things they use it for is gastric ulcers. They've had studies on that. It treats infections after surgery. Again, that goes with combating the bacteria. It helps to retexturize the skin a little bit. They also, this is huge, and this is huge, it may help protect against melanoma. That's skincare. That's the skin cancer, if you get it, is gonna, the most prevalent one that would probably need radiation and chemo if it's bad. Okay, most skin cancers on the skin, they don't like to go across the barrier, but this one does. So, and that's the one, the sun one. That's from the sun. So, what I want to say is if they do more studies on that and they find that it does indeed help protect against melanoma, that is a game changer in SPF products. Okay. As with most medical claims, more research is always needed in order to prove these claims, and it's the same with any products you're putting on your skin. And what works for one isn't going to work for the other, and vice versa. Okay? That's the key to skincare products. Now, let's get into the Beyond Glow Snail Mucin Complex. The claims the Avon Company makes. And I got these claims from not only their website, but also the lady who is on the Avon YouTube, that whole series of Beyond Glow products. Now we're gonna go with the serum first. I do not have the serum. I don't know much about serums, okay? That's another video, another beast for another time. Right now, what I know from the website and from watching Avon in the claims is, in the book, it'll tell you it visibly brightens, moisturizes, and retexturizes skin. That's the whole description of Snail Mucin Complex and Niacinamide Serum. Now, even though it's a serum, it can be used as a skin toner. It strengthens the skin barrier, improves skin tone, reduces the look of fine lines, and it's clinically tested. The niacinamide is known to improve skin tone and reduce fine lines. You can use it AM, PM, or both. After your face is washed, you want to put it on damp skin. Like I said, it's hydrophilic. And if it's dry outside, it likes to draw moisture in, okay? That's its job. If it's dry outside and you put this on your skin, where's it going to draw the moisture from? It's going to draw it from your skin. So you really want to put up a little moisture barrier between it and your skin so that it can seep up that moisture, sink into your skin, and do what it's designed to do. Some people say that they're breaking out. My suggestion, and they're not allergic to shellfish. If you're allergic to shellfish, you might have a reaction. And if you have sensitive skin, you might have a reaction. The biggest thing is especially if you have an allergy to shellfish, is to talk to your allergist specialist and your dermatologist about using Snail Mucin products. The other thing you can do is do a patch test on the inside of your arm. I went gung-ho. I'm allergic to shellfish. I put it all over my face too, but I have to pull back, and I was doing it morning and night, so I'm just gonna do it at night and see what happens. But I am still using it on my arms. It takes about 14 days for it can take up to 14 days for a reaction to occur. So far on my arms, I've had absolutely no reactions. And I got spots. I got different types of skin spots that are on mature skin, not aging skin. We never want to say aging or maturing. And each spot has been told to me what it is by the dermatologist, because I do have a dermatologist, because I did have skin cancer on my face. And then I have age spots on the back of my hand. I also have cracked skin on my elbows, and I have a patch of really dry skin. So, and it got cracked and it was hurting and everything. So I've been using the Snail Mucin Complex and Panthenol cream in these areas. That's the one I got, and it's been better. Okay, I've been washing up with the goat milk soap first, just like on my face, and then rinsing that off, and been leaving a layer of moisture, not like dripping, but just, you know, making sure my skin is damp. And then I've been putting the Beyond Glow on and rubbing it in, letting it soak in while I do my face. And then I go and I've been using the Extreme Moisture Moisture Therapy lotion, and it's been doing better. I wanted to use the Cracked Heel Relief Cream, but I think I'm gonna stick with this regimen just to test out the Snail Mucin a little bit better, you know, and that way I can let you know if it works, right? It's supposed to help. So we flip on over. Okay, now the Beyond Glow Mucin Complex and Niacinamide Serum is like more of a drippy texture. You do want to use it after your face is washed on damp skin. You really do. Okay, and let it soak in. Then put on your moisturizer and SPF in the morning, especially. You can follow up with the Snail Mucin Complex and Panthenol cream. You can use them together or alone. And the description in the book is moisturizes while it visibly improves texture and elasticity of your skin. Okay. So what does that mean? It's a cream. It's like a moisturizer. So if you use this, you don't have to, like at night, I use the at night I use the a new night cream. I use this cream instead, or I can use it together. Okay, all of Avon's products are designed to work together to bring you the healthiest look you can get. Disclaimer: hydration starts inside out and then outside in. Okay, so you really want to get enough water. Believe me, this week has been challenging. I know. So, you know, you want to really keep yourself hydrated too. So now, this product is said to increase skin hydration and elasticity, smooths the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles, helps to lock in moisture, colorations looked visibly reduced, and fine lines appeared softer in reviews. Meaning, the coloration of the skin marks that I'm talking about, I'm hoping is going to be visibly reduced. Used AM, PM, AM, and PM as moisturizer, again, on damp skin. Now, when I was watching the video, she had made a comment, you use it together to get the increased benefits to the skin. As far as what they're claiming on their website, they claim it reduces the discolorations in the spots. 99% or 95% people said that in the clinical test said that happens. So that's the claim on the website. When you look at the picture, it says it reduces the look of those discolorations. The other thing I like about I know it's true about the cream, and I'm thinking it's true about the serum too, is that there is no scent at all to this product. None. The cream is thicker texture, and like I said, a thicker texture, you know, some people are autistic and they are with regards to this texture. Some people, they really don't like the feels of certain things. Okay, some people that aren't autistic and just don't like heavy creams. This is a thicker texture, but it wasn't even as heavy as the a new night cream was. So if you're using both of these together, you're going to use your serum first, and then you're going to go to the cream, because that's how you go. You go by texture, thinnest to thickest. Both of these can go in your skincare fridge, and that's another video for another time. There's a lot of good things about having a skincare fridge. I keep mine in the skincare. It keeps the integrity of the product, and it lasts longer. I do other things too, like I use a baster, a small baster, to put it on, and I wash that baster every time I use it with alcohol. Put it into with my I wash down the thing with the same alcohol. Make sure my fingers I don't put in that jar at all. That's why I'm using the baster, little baster. And a little goes a long way. You do not have to use a lot with this. So that is that with what I wanted to say about the two products. I've been using the Beyond Glow and Panthenol cream on my arms mostly. I did it a couple days, morning and night, but I think it was either a little too much or I had a reaction because I got sensitive skin, which I do not have a reaction on my arms, so I just think it was just doing it a little too much. So I backed down and I decreased how much I use, because I'm only going to be using it at night. I had a blooper day yesterday where I didn't do skincare. Which should never happen, but it happened. So I let my skin have a breather for a day. So this morning I was right back at using it, but I did not use the SNAIL Mucin cream because I want to make sure my skin's not going to break out. My skin, I did the pictures today. I do see a difference in texture on my cheeks. I like it. And those pictures I'm not going to share. I'm going to share the ones that are further apart now. So there's a video I like that Facebook does, so I want to show it to you real quick.
Our newest star ingredient is SNAIL MUCIN Complex. SNAIL MUCIN is known to be rich in nutrients like hyaluronic acid, glycoproteins, and antioxidants. It helps moisturize and visibly reduce the look of dark spots and soothes and revitalizes skin. Beyond Glow's SNAIL MUCIN Complex Serum is clinically tested to visibly improve skin tone and brightness for smooth, translucent, radiant skin. So get glowing!
Did you hear that? Get glowing. I love it. I love it when she says that. Get glowing, because it does. It gives you the glass look skin. That's what they call it. And the reason why it was South Korea. The Avon Company is based in South Korea, and they do a lot of their business in South Korea. And this is where this is created, this product. So you get the SNAIL mucin, and it's all the way up till it's made pure with no impurities. Goes to South Korea. South Korea built the product, made the product. So, and they do the clinical studies. I like that. Let's get glowing, So anyways, to recap, I'm going to have all the links in the description below. And you can buy these products at my store. So, just like she said, let's get glowing!